Hi, my name is Laura Hartman, and this is my video introduction for the Raise Speakers Bureau. You already have some written information about my background and some of the topics that I can talk about, so I'm not going to go into those. I just thought it would be nice to offer a few observations about working with congregations and maybe tell you a story. So I really love working with congregations. I'm happy to build bridges wherever your congregation is at. I can probably find a way to make a connection between that and care for creation, because it turns out care for creation, these environmental earth issues, connect with everything. Connects with care for the poor, right? Because as you know, things like climate change and other environmental problems affect the poor worse. It also connects with concerns like health. Public health and environmental health are deeply, deeply linked. It even connects with concerns about maybe judgment and getting to heaven and some of those kind of spiritual concerns. Everything that happens here connects with care for creation, right? And so it also connects with the well-being of our souls and how that has an impact on something that's more eternal. So I'm here to make a bridge with wherever your congregation is at and to help you expand what you've been doing to include care for creation as part of your theological world and as part of your ethical and action-oriented world. I really just love working with congregations and building those bridges. I also, though, if you want it, I could be a source of conflict. Like, I can come in and say the controversial thing. I can talk about the difficult topic. If that's what your congregation needs, it's up to you. But I'm happy to serve any role that I can to help expand and challenge a congregation to care even more for our beautiful planet. Why do I do this? Well, one reason relates to a story that I'm going to tell you. So I used to teach at Augustana College. Augustana is a small Lutheran liberal arts college in Illinois. And when I was there, I was really struck by this one story that they used to tell about the college president, Gustav Andreen. Now, there was a time when the new geology department was extremely controversial. This was back around the turn of the last century. The new geology department was so controversial that Andreen had to defend it. People were concerned that they were teaching things that seemed to contradict what the Bible said. Andreen said this. He said, "We must look at God's creation and not blink. We must look at God's creation and not blink." I love that statement. First of all, because it emphasizes that nature, the earth, the environment, comes from God. This is a manifestation of the holy. It was created by the divine, right? And so because of that, we don't need to be afraid of it. That's the rest of his statement, and not blink. Why should we blink our eyes or avert our eyes when we're looking at something that comes from God? We got to trust it. We got to trust that God would not have created something that goes against what we also know to be true from a spiritual or religious perspective. Part of what I love about that also, though, is that statement has kind of a new meaning or a deeper meaning for us now. In this time, looking at God's creation is in some ways harder. We know more about it than we ever have, right? Thanks to science, and we can see the glory and wonder and beauty, and we can have this beautiful experience of awe and reverence when it comes to God and creation. But science is also telling us other things. Science is telling us about how creation is groaning, suffering, right? We know this. We know the temperatures are rising. We know that species are going extinct. We know that toxins are pervading the land. You've seen the pictures of the sea creatures with their stomachs cut open, and it was revealed that inside their stomachs were full of plastic, right? We have seen the groans of creation, and many of them are groaning because of us, because of human activity, right? So we must look at God's creation and not blink, partly because it's speaking to us, right? We also must listen to God's creation and not turn away. There is a call. We are called to pay attention to creation and to respond with care, with compassion, to respond in a way that fosters life and in a way that fosters diversity and fosters flourishing. So the call to do this is something that I feel strongly, and that I feel that people of faith across the board need to understand more deeply. So that's my story. That's part of why I am really just interested and delighted with the opportunity to meet with your congregation and see where you're at and see how we can stretch ourselves towards greater care for creation. Thank you.